Hello, hello. How is everyone? Welcome. We are so glad you're here with us tonight on Tutorial Tuesday. We have a guest tonight on cocoa butter painting. Jen, I'm so happy you're here tonight. I want to thank you for coming back on with us. Let me just get this, move this so that everyone can see you. Thank you for coming back to do another cocoa butter demo. Hey, honey. People were asking tons of questions after your last demo. What did we do last?
We did
what item?
It was that moldable royal icing bird.
Oh, that's right. We did that beautiful bird. So they were asking a lot of questions, and you said you would come back on and do a demo, and that way they would know what they were in for if they wanted to take your elective class at CookieCon. So are you so excited about going to CookieCon again?
I am. I'm so excited.
I love it. And already. I know. It feels weird though, right? Because it's March. Last year we were there last week. Right? But this year we don't go until May. So it does feel a little odd to me too. Yeah. But welcome and thank you for doing this, because they specifically last time asked you about florals, and they ask you about doing this on royal icing and not on the moldable royal icing. So this is going to give you a little glimpse into working with this medium and what you guys might be able to do with it. Okay. So let's take a few comments real quick, Jen, and then I'll put the screen on you. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep working on something else in the background that we were talking about. I'll work on that. But I did want to let everybody know, if you're interested in purchasing cutters, STL files, or a template, once the live video is over, if you go to either Seriously Sweet or Cookie Snack Attack, I have live hyperlinks for you for all three of those things. Either these rose cutters, which are by Bobby's Cutters, or STLs, which you also buy through Bobby's Cutters, or to a template for the original designer of the cutter shape, which is Jody Till. You're able to get that off her website. And then also, you guys, I have an affiliate link posted for you for the cocoa butter wafers that Jen's going to be using tonight. You can get those off Amazon. They'll come really quickly, and this is a lot of fun to play with. So let's take just a few comments really quick, and then we'll jump right in, okay? So Mimi says hi.
Hi, Mimi.
Hey, Mimi. Enjoy. Oh, the Easter collaboration cookies have started to post. I started to share those earlier this morning. So if you guys want to check it out, I want you to go back and watch this morning's video. There's a lot of housekeeping information for Cookie Snack Attack, for Cookie Snack Attack at CookieCon, the mixer, for Cookie Snack Attack with Cookie-a-thon. There's just so much. Just go watch this morning's video so we can keep this one all about cocoa butter. Hey, Deborah. So Jen is on the East Coast just like I am, and I'm sorry, for being 40 plus degrees, it's freezing outside where I am. The wind is like that bitter, sheer, cold, wet wind. Oh, it's horrible today.
But it's only 37 here.
Oh, well, no, it says it's 41 here still, but boy, it doesn't feel like it. This was one of the coldest days I feel like we've had all winter. Like, I just really was like, I don't even want to be out in this. Hello, cookie friends. Cookie geeks. Is that Jeremy? Is that who that is? He usually says stuff like that. Hey, Sandra, how are you? Mimi says hello, Jen. Hello, Debbie. How are you?
Hi,
Camille is here.
Hi, Camille.
Myra, hello. Myra, I got a box today. Oh, you guys, I did want to tell you, if you, hello, Facebook user. Hello, Cindy. It's good to see you guys all here. Take a minute if you have time and share the broadcast. Let's have some more people watching. And especially if you know any of your friends that are going to be going to CookieCon Ohio, because Jen does have some spaces open in her elective class, which is on Friday, because CookieCon in Ohio is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So her class will be on Friday, the last day of the event. And we certainly want you to pop into that if possible. They have it worse than we do. 32 degrees. Yeah. Crazy wind. I didn't know it was snowing there though. And in fact, Priscilla said she had snow on the ground again this morning.
So we have crazy wind, but we just have flurries. Nothing's sticking.
Oh, you're having flurries? We had flurries the other day, and it's the only snow I've seen all winter.
Yes, too.
80 and fabulous. Okay, Robin, we'll be at your house shortly. Ridiculously cold. It's like bitter cold. Hey, Sally, that's sweet Sally from Florida. How are you? Oh, Sugar Geeks is from Sally. It's funny with me, the nerve of it. Okay, that's Ride or Die Sally from the Midwest, Sally Newton, I believe. All right, so Jen, I'm going to put you on the large screen. Okay. If you'll just take over, I'm going to see if I can't still make that other thing work.
And I'm going to flip my camera.
Perfect. And by the way, these were gorgeous. I love that cocoa butter painting is so versatile. I thought this was just fabulous.
Yeah, I just, I'm kind of addicted to it now. Everything I do is cocoa butter painting.
I'm gonna move you right here. And if you have any tips for the ladies or anybody on the I'm not sure which one of these to pick. So we're going to go with this and see if this works. Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, good. If you have any tips for them on maybe how they could turn cocoa butter painting into an activity that they could do with either grandkids, or if they wanted to do an in-person class, if you want to share any of that, I'm sure they would love that info.
So unfortunately, the only in-person classes I do right now are in CookieCon. I'm not sure of anyone else that's doing in-person classes. I know there was Michelle Boyd for a while. I haven't really seen her doing any of them. But
with cocoa butter?
With cocoa butter, yeah. Okay. I haven't seen her do one in a while though.
Okay.
Excuse me. We're gonna go over. I'm just gonna move these to the side. So when I do my cocoa butter, I flooded everything white, right? And so all the color is coming from my painting. It is pure white. So we're actually going to quickly, because I want to show you guys, and this is, you can prep something like this and then just paint with your grandkids, your friends, whatever. And this is what I do for my CookieCon classes. They come in with a fully iced cookie, because obviously that has to dry overnight before you can paint it. Right. But we're going to quickly, in case nobody knows how to do dimensional piping, we're going to do a little.
Okay.
So I just choose little areas, small pieces at a time. Obviously, you can't do anything that's touching because we need it to set a little bit.
Okay.
Before you move on to the next piece. That's how it gets to be dimensional, because it sets up a little bit. So I can do this piece here. And I know some people like to do, depending on, what's farther back in the piece. For this purpose, it doesn't really matter. So I just kind of find pieces and pipe what I know I can. That'll set and dry. So I use really, really thin flood so that it moves on its own and we can do this quicker. I'm not going to do obviously the whole cookie because it's going to take a while. I generally wait about 20 minutes between sections that I pipe that are going to touch, because I really want to make sure it's set well enough and has a nice crust. So while that's setting, we'll move on to some painting. I'll just move that up there. So when I paint, I am using powders. I use crystal colors because that's what I have. You could use any powders that you want. So tonight I'm using ginkgo and rose. If you have crystal colors, you can use those colors. Actually, I may have used a different one. I couldn't remember. I always forget to write down the colors that I pick when I first decide to paint something. Right. So then I go back to my big drawer of colors and I'm like, what did I use? And then I'm like, well, these will work too. These are good colors. I'm very bad about that. I'm so bad about that.
I take pictures now when I'm working on something. I literally just snap a picture of my very messy Bermuda Triangle area, just so I don't forget.
I should take a picture or write it down right away. Oh, I did forget. So these are the cutters that I actually bought the STLs and printed them myself. But I saw these on Bobby's and I thought they were beautiful. So I was like, they would be really cool to paint So these are the cutters if you wanted to buy them.
And I bought the purple cutters.
Right, because those are Bobby printing them for you, which I love.
And I would be embarrassed to tell you how many of the other floral cutters I have.
I have most of them.
I really like them though.
For them all. So when Bobby has STLs, I will buy the STL and print it myself. And if she doesn't, well then I buy the cutter and have her ship it.
Jen, we're also live on Instagram. So
Yay!
I got it to work.
That's awesome.
Yay, look at us guys. We are rocking it with cocoa butter tonight and we're on Instagram. And Jen, just so you know, because you won't be able to see it, it's showing literally where you have the 2 roses right in the center. That's perfect on your Instagram feed. And then the one across the top. That's exactly what we're seeing is like 1 inch to each side of the vertical. Yep, right there. Leave them right there. Yep, we can see them.
Okay.
And I'll read comments as people are coming on, but there's quite a few people jumping on over on Instagram as well.
Sweet.
Woohoo! Thank you guys.
I see Debbie's comment. So I don't know much about the Master Elite and about their strength. So I can't say. I'd have to sit and play. I'd have to get some.
Let me find Debbie's comment. I might be able to answer it because I did some testing after the time I took your class with the Master Elites from the Sugar Art. Okay. Let me just see if I can find the comment. Do you see it?
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 up from the bottom.
Here we go. Okay, so they're actually liquid activated, and I tested it with the cocoa butter with the emerald, and it worked great. Okay. So I can't speak to every color because I didn't test every color 100%, but I did test the Master Elite Emerald, and it worked fantastic. Oh, I'm so excited. We got Instagram to work and it was with you when you were here. Now, I did test it once, but I just went to Instagram as a practice. This is the first time we've been on all the platforms at the same time.
That's awesome.
This is fun. So Jen forever. Isn't that fun?
Yay.
Yes. Yay. Mimi got the, okay. So this is just fun, but just remember it's a really narrow area. Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
yep, I will.
How are you doing? Allison said she did some cocoa butter painting after you're taking your class and people loved it. Now, listen, this is going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful demo that she's doing tonight. And the blending is phenomenal. It's a great way to get started painting. But I'm telling you, I promise you, there's nothing like walking into the classroom that smells like chocolate at cookie time. There's just nothing like that.
All right. So, I don't know what I was going to say. I don't know what I was going to say. Something about the cutters, but why I buy the STLs because I need instant gratification.
So. You need it right away. Jen, can you take those 2 center cookies and just scooch to your left, maybe 1/4 inch, and then you'll be perfectly lined up on Instagram and the other.
Is that good?
No, go to you right there is perfect. Perfect right there.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. So now wait, this is weird though. They can see you on Instagram, but they can't hear you on Instagram. Is anybody else that's watching on Instagram? Can you hear Jen? It's Charlotte that can see you but not hear you, and I'm wondering if that's because she's got the other feed open too. So if anybody else, Sugar Shack Mimi's watching. Can you tell us if you can hear her? Hey, June. June is here, the Broke Baker.
Hi, June.
June's here. Oh, June can hear you. And June, are you only, and Beatrice can hear you, are you only watching from the Instagram platform? Because Charlotte, you may need to go out and come back in.
So Mimi says she can hear us both.
Okay, good. All right, let's come. I'm going to come back over here. I'm trying to flip back and forth. Let's see. Refresh live keeps going out. Now this is a Facebook user that, okay, I think we're good on our end because I have full broadcasting strength. So just the person that's refreshing, there must be something going on in your area or with your internet. And Mimi says she hears both. Debbie says, I'll be right next to you after I say You're hilarious, Debbie.
Keep trying to come into my class.
That's right. We'll be right over there.
Yeah.
I think we should bring some chocolate too to have out on the table, because I think I think we're going to be set up next to each other, and I think it's going to make everyone super hungry. So I might put chocolate in their swag bags.
I think anybody that's going to be near my classroom is going to be hungry after.
That's right. Suddenly they're going to be like, does anybody sell chocolate in the vendor hall? It's going to be so funny.
Maybe I need to give chocolate bars out to my my students.
Hey, Fallen Leaf Cookie Company has joined us too, only on Instagram. This is fabulous.
Yay. Okay. So I'm going to go over cocoa butter a little bit. I use cocoa butter wafers. And the reason I use wafers, because they just melt really easy. They're just like your candy melt wafers. And I saw a comment asking of what is cocoa butter. So cocoa butter is the fats from chocolate. It is chocolate. So it's your chocolate fats are what cocoa butter is. So that's why it's greasy. These cookies do get a film on them. Like if I actually kept touching the flour, and the heat of my hand will remelt it and lift it back up off the cookie. You can seal the cookies with edible spray. That works. It puts like a nice little sheen on it. I tried it with a couple of my other cookies, and then it protects the cocoa butter and it won't melt in the heat. So if you were gonna want to paint and give these away in the summertime, I definitely recommend sealing them, because otherwise the heat in the bag will melt it. In the winter, you can put these in a bag and it's not a problem.
Okay.
It won't melt. It's obviously only when it comes in contact with heat again. Like these are even going to start melting. I mean, it'll take a really long time, but they will melt in my hand if I keep holding them, because I have warm hands. So you just melt them like you would regular melting chocolate wafers. So this is what it looks like melted. It's all liquidy. I do keep it on a heating pad so that I can keep it melted. This is how I work next to me, and I don't have to keep going back to the microwave. Once it's melted, it'll stay melted when it's in contact with heat. Once it comes off the heat, obviously it's going to solidify. Hence what's happening on the cookies. It's solidifying back to a solid. So I just put 2 little scoopies, not a whole lot, in my paint palette.
Did you say scoopies?
I did say little scoopies.
I love it.
And I use just these dollar plastic palettes that you can get anywhere. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, at Michael's, on Amazon. You can buy like a pack of 50 of them. And I just lay this on top of the heating pad as well, and it keeps the cocoa butter melted. So all I'm going to do is put 1 little dot, literally. That's all you need. You do not need a whole lot. So the more cocoa butter you have mixed in with your powders, the thinner it's going to be. The lighter the coloring is going to be.
Okay.
So if you have more powder, obviously it's going to be more vibrant. So I also always use a ton of brushes when I'm painting. So I will keep a set of brushes for red, and I'll keep a set of brushes for green. I use one to actually put the color down, and then one is to actually smear the color, which is what we're going to do right now. We'll get into smearing the color.
This is so much fun. When Shen said we got to smear colors while we were painting, I was like, oh yeah, I can handle this.
So I always say we're going to paint like we're 5. So you don't need to know how to paint. And hence why okay, so this is a different red than I originally painted with. It's brighter. So this is why I do the dimensional piping, because the piping is going to define what the cookie is going to look like. Now I'm just coloring in like a coloring book. So I'm going to take some of my cocoa butter with my coloring, and I'm going to go near the lines. So you kind of have a picture or something to follow where the darker part of your piece of the flower is. That's where you're going to put your coloring. And then you're just going to pull away and move it to the rest of the, this is the schmear.
I love it. And for those of you watching on Instagram, there appears to be, I'm trying to time it between two devices. There's about a 5-second lag between the Facebook and YouTube channel broadcast versus the Instagram.
Right.
That's so fun.
So this one has a little too much cocoa butter in it. So this is what happens is when there's too much cocoa butter, it's going to take me longer to layer the colors because it's just going to move it around. But we can just work with that. It doesn't really matter. Let's see. Let's come in here and do this area. Lay down the color there. And then I'm going to kind of move it around. It may also be this powder, just the, I have found some powder, the colors that I have, there is a green that I have that does this too. But it's not beautiful, like it does make it more difficult to layer. But this is what it's all about, is finding what does and doesn't work, along with teaching.
So
I'll show
much
you
fun.
guys how to. So as you can see, I actually had layered piping on this cookie. So I did a whole bottom piece and then I layered on top as well. So you can do that with your dimensional piping.
Nice.
Just kind of, you know, lay down your icing however you want. And now we're just painting or coloring in. It's a coloring book now.
This is so nice.
It's very relaxing to me, I find. I enjoy cocoa butter painting.
I think it's a great way for people to jump into this as well, right? Yeah. Start painting. Like, it's
I mean, I think this technique personally can be used with more than cocoa butter. The reason I got into the cocoa butter was I found some of the blending was a little bit easier with the cocoa butter. So as you can see, I don't know if this camera.
Well, we want to welcome our UK visitor this evening. We have someone watching from the UK on Instagram, Beatrice.
Oh, Beatrice.
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Okay. And then we're going to just paint this little bud. So as I was saying, though, like I've done this with gel colors and the nature of cocoa butter, because it's warm. And once you put warm cocoa butter back on a cooler one, it continues to blend. So when you have a lot of colors, you can actually blend all the different colors. And so gels just a lot of times make mud or lay just on top of each other. Oh, let's just do that.
Jen, they're asking, they missed the first part, and
yeah,
they're wondering if it's royal icing. She is painting on royal icing that has set more than 24 hours, and she's painting with cocoa butter, ladies.
Yeah. So I actually use royal glaze. So my royal icing has corn syrup in it, but I don't think that that's going to matter. It has no effect on it. Like I know I just use the royal icing that I use for everything, and I put corn syrup in to help with my color bleed. So if you don't have royal icing that has corn syrup, it's fine.
So that's going to lead to this question, so you might as well answer it now.
Sure.
Tell them, maybe just explain why the royal glaze versus royal icing really quickly. I mean, I know what it is, but maybe you want to take that because they're going to ask why you specifically said that.
Well, because if I said, because I just said it because most people get very upset when you say I have corn syrup and they're like, well, that's partially glazed because it's not a pure royal icing.
Right. So a lot of people make their royal icing with the corn syrup, but they don't realize that that really just kind of made it a hybrid, and that's why it's the royal glaze, because it's not totally pure royal icing anymore. Some of you won't care at all, and some of you will be sending me messages later, so we're just going to take care of that right now.
Yeah. I mean, so to me, it works the same, and I only started putting it in to help with elasticity, and it wasn't on purpose. I wasn't trying to do a Franken frosting, and I wasn't. So I got the recipe in a class that I took, and I just really liked the icing. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to start using that.
Yeah, me too. And I put it in so it would have just a little bit softer bite, and also so it didn't set up as fast. But I didn't know that I was actually, when I started doing that, I didn't understand that difference there. So,
well, so I was told it was royal glaze when I got the recipe, but that was just it too. The bite is softer than with regular royal icing. And I liked that because my cookies are already soft, so I just continued with the softness. Yeah, I'm not liking this. I don't like this red as much as the one I chose. Now I don't know which red I used.
You might have to go back and do some more mad scientist experimenting.
Yeah, this one, there's a green I have that's
Hey Jessica, welcome. We're glad you joined us tonight. Jessica from Retreat is here.
Oh, hello.
Oh, you know what? You didn't get to meet Jessica because she came on the very last day. She missed
we had left already by then.
I think you might you'll get to meet her in Philadelphia though. You guys make sure you say hello to each other because she'll be in Philly.
All right, so now I'm gonna just pop over to my green a little bit, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna put a little icing on.
Debbie is defending your red. She said she likes it.
I don't. See how when you put this one, it's just so much brighter. It laid down nicer. This one I'm having a hard time getting the layer. Like this has got tons. Like I put down color, I pulled it, and then I put more, and I was able to brighten it. But let's do this.
Jessica just booked her room for Philly, so she's all set.
So yeah, let me get a scoop. I think it's like going to take me 30 minutes. So I'm just going to go back home, sleep in my own bed.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, when he comes to Philly, I'm like, okay, it takes me 20 minutes to get to the bridge. And then I don't know how far he is from the classes from the bridge. I have to look at it again.
I love your little scooper. I have some like that, and they have the little jeweled top, and I cannot remember where I got them, but I love them.
So I got these at cake shows a long time ago. And it was funny, when I had these with me in Reno, someone said they look like drug spoons.
Rita is at drug spoons. Okay, that's not funny, but it kind of is. Once the chocolate sets, can you add a darker red?
Yes.
Like, could you shade?
Yes. So just be known that once you put that hot cocoa butter back on it, though, it's going to melt what's underneath it a little bit.
It's going to start blending, right?
Yeah,
Kelly's asking a good question, Jen. Is there a reason you prefer painting and cocoa butter rather than just in coloring? I guess she means gel coloring. And how do you clean the brushes afterwards to make sure all the cocoa butter gets out?
So you clean the brushes just with hot water and soap, and it all comes out. I don't know if I prefer, it's different. So it all depends on what I'm trying to do. There are certain times I prefer painting on something versus just using colored royal icing. These are more for statement pieces. I'm not doing this on an everyday sale piece. I'm just using colored royal icing. These are for special reasons. And there you go, Deb. Here's layering. I think it was Debbie that asked. Layering with a darker. I added that pigment.
That bottom part. Yeah, that's beautiful.
And now I'm getting it needed more pigment in. So that's where you're going to learn what what it needs. How much coloring versus cocoa butter. So this color needed more pigment with the cocoa butter than my original one. And you'll learn it and figure it out when you start trying to paint with it. Because obviously they're all made, different colors are made with different stuff to make the powder. So that's going to have an effect on how much cocoa butter it needs to paint properly.
Jen, you know that other brand of powder that you really like to use when you're airbrushing?
Yes.
Have you ever tested that with this?
I have not.
Oh, I wonder. Mad Scientist Monday, how about you plan that and we'll surprise them?
Okay. I haven't, just because that stuff's expensive.
And
it's got a sheen to it. Although I do know in my Reno class, I think it was,
right,
somebody took one of the sugar art shimmers and painted with it, and it didn't do as well. So
okay,
I'm curious if it won't do as well.
okay.
So I just keep adding.
It's beautiful.
All right. So we're going to go back to there was another question though about why I prefer.
Yes. And then I have a question from Beatrice in the UK.
Okay. So in terms of when I'm painting, I prefer the cocoa butter over gels, just because of the way I can blend it. I feel like I can blend it nicer with cocoa butter.
It has a different look to it too. It's like it's a totally different art style, really.
Yes. And what also got me onto it is, have you ever tried painting with white gel color? It goes right in. So if I had anything that needed white accents, I started just playing with cocoa butter. The white does not seep in. It stays on top.
Nice. And Beatrice is saying, I have to use powder, or can I use gel color to mix with the cocoa butter?
I haven't tried gel color because I don't think, well, first of all, you're not gonna be able to use regular gel color that we use with royal icing, right? Because cocoa butter's oil-based, so you're gonna need an oil-based gel, which I don't own. So
would they need something that you use like to color chocolate so that it would work?
Yes, because this is chocolate, so think of it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't tried it only for the fact that I don't have any chocolate coloring. So I can't speak to if it will work or not. I would assume it would.
But somebody could volunteer to test it. Let me know. You could volunteer to test it and do a little testing when Jen comes back with the other brand. If she wants to test that one night. Jen, this is gorgeous.
Thank you. So my leaves I like to do, if you're watching, and I know that the camera and the light sometimes. So I did mostly put the color here, and then I just pulled it and left it go really light, right? Because leaves are generally dark at their stems and they're lighter on the edges.
Mm-hmm.
And then just to do the veins, all I do is take my cocoa butter and just paint with it. And I leave it that way. I don't smear it. I don't do anything. I just am taking that concentrated color and just painting the leaves.
So nice. It completely reminds me of the finish when it's done and the kind of texture that it gives off in the light. Because as you're playing with that too, when the light hits it, it just looks so much like a watercolor painting. It just has that look to it.
So let's see if I turn this light out a sec. Does that help it a little bit? I know it's not, because that helps see some of it a little bit better.
All right, hold on one sec. I'm going to look on StreamYard and then I'll pop back over. I don't know if that helps any.
Okay. We'll put the light back on. I just know that there's I can see that there's because of the wet cocoa butter.
I think it's better with the light on, but what do you guys think? So beautiful.
So I'm going to just bring this up so you can see. Yes, I have sorry, I'm a natural painter. I put paintbrushes in my mouth.
Yeah.
Can
I was going to say. Myra must have tried it. She said it didn't blend well. It separates with the gels.
So are you but the curious is, are you using regular gels or are you using chocolate gels?
My guess is she did regular gel. And let's look at what Rita had to say. Rita said she has Chef Rubber's cocoa butter painting kit as little tubs of colored cocoa. Okay, that's kind of neat. Yes. Kelly would like to know, can you paint with the cocoa butter on fondant?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you probably can.
And she also I did test it on fondant and it worked. It just seemed like it soaked in more. Right?
Yeah. And that's what I do like about the royal icing. It doesn't soak in.
Right.
It just lays right on top. So your fondant, right, still has moisture. Did you test it with wet fondant or did you test it with dried fondant?
Well, I did 2 tests after that class, and Myra, by the way, answered and said she used AmeriColor gel, which is going to be the regular gel, not a chocolate gel, so it's not meant to work in a fat base. So that's why it's separated.
Yeah,
but I tested it 2 ways.
Made for it.
I did fondant on a piece that I made in a fondant mold. Okay. That I let dry overnight, and then I did the same piece, but I sealed it with confectioner's glaze. It didn't obviously soak in with the confectioner's glaze, but I didn't have any trouble getting it to stick. The only thing I forgot to test with that confectioner's glaze, and someone told me later that I should have given it more days. They said it has a potential to flake off after 5 or 6 days on top of confectioner's glaze, but I never did go back and test that part.
Okay.
Because I just wanted to try it on sealed versus unsealed, right? Like painting on gloss paint versus painting on a flat base paint. I just wanted to see what it would do. Okay. These are beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. June says stunning. Beatrice says wow. Mariana, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're doing some testing. We're streaming over on Instagram as well as all our normal Facebook platforms. Jen, do you mind just stay right where what you're doing? It shouldn't block you, but just in case anybody's watching from Instagram and you'd like to get alerts, I want to see if this will flash along the bottom of their screen. But if you guys will sign up for text alerts by texting the word live stream, all one word, all capital letters, to the phone number 540-870-0726. You'll get text alerts from me during the hours of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Outside of that is considered quiet hours. So anytime we go live, if we have special guests or we're doing Tutorial Tuesday, Mad Scientist Monday, Wacky Wednesday, I think, or is it Wildcard Wednesday, and then Freaky Friday sometimes, like no matter what we're doing, we'll send you alerts if you would like to receive those. It is free for you guys. There's 2 sets of prompts if you'd like to do that. And now I'm going to take that away so that it's not distracting. It's in the permanent part of the video there. I love the buds. The buds are so pretty.
So someone had asked about cleaning, and these dried, right? Because I stopped painting. But when I put it back into the hot cocoa butter, it melts it. It softens the bristles again.
Okay.
So just hot water and soap, and these will clean up. And I use the same brushes over and over again.
I love the layering and how you get to the depth of color and also the finish with the layers, because obviously
you definitely need to let it dry, right? So when I first did it, I had too much cocoa butter, so it was going to be really wet on these red. So I had to let it dry before I could get the layer of the same. And you can layer other colors. So that some of my gnome and my my butterfly that I did in Dallas, I layered yellow, then orange, then red. So you can always start with lighter colors and work your way to a darker color. But, you know, it all depends on the flower. Like a sunflower has all those colors in it. A rose does not, right? Wow. So you have to just think about what you're trying to paint and what colors will work. I always look at pictures first, and I'm going to pick my colors from that. And you can see where your darker pieces are going to be.
It's beautiful.
You don't have to just kind of guess. You can do it by just looking at a picture. That's all you have to do. And it's not like, right, there's no painting skill here. I'm just coloring in. So anybody can do this.
Beautiful. But
it doesn't take that long. Look, we did that in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Now, Jen says anyone can do this. And I do believe that that's true because she breaks it down and makes it so easy. But Jen also has an art degree background. She's the person that you want to learn about painting from because she has that natural talent combined with her education. June says she has to run. Thanks for sharing. Those are gorgeous, Jen.
Thank you.
Now, guys, because we're also doing a little technology experimenting tonight. If you're watching from Instagram, I'm going to go ahead and end this video on Instagram so that it doesn't hang open for an indefinite amount of time. And we're all going to go over to one of the Facebook platforms. So Jen, you just keep going. If you're watching live on Instagram, then pop on over to one of the Facebook settings because I just want to make sure all of this works so we'll know for next time, okay?
So as you can see, it's been what, the 20 minutes I said I wait. So now I can flood the other parts of this rose because it's still wet underneath, right? If I touched it really hard, I'm going to poke it through, as you know. But now I can get my shapes that I need to paint easier. Let's see. We can do this guy.
Well, I don't think this is going to save automatically over on Instagram. Let me see if there's a place where I can quickly tell it to save.
So that's it. Ooh, I'm echoing.
Oh, you are echoing now?
Yeah, I just heard an echo, but now it's gone.
I think the video was just shutting down. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Let's see. How's that? You better now?
Yeah, it was just that one or two times I heard myself double. What would you recommend to use to color white chocolate? So it's the same. It's the chocolate colors. You definitely need pigments that are meant for chocolate, that are oil-based pigments. Oh, I'm echoing again.
You are? I don't hear it. Does anyone else hear the echo?
That's
Nancy
weird.
says beautiful.
Thank you.
They are so pretty.
Well, that's your piping, how you get to the piece to paint.
Wow.
So here are previously painted and painted tonight.
Wow, so pretty. And look at, they're so different, even though you're using cocoa butter, right? Like no two the same. I love it.
Right. Well, because I also picked up a different red. So the green, I got the right green. I didn't get the right red.
I don't know. Let's let them vote over on the right-hand side. We have quite a few people watching with us. Vote left or right. Which is your favorite shade of red? I think Jen likes the one on the left.
I do.
And
because I like looking at it close the way I'm looking at it. Like it laid down nicer. Like I feel it painted nicer.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's get some comments going. Debbie says, hold on. Let me start right here. Debbie says right. Jessica says left. Beatrice says left. Beatrice, thanks for joining us over on the Facebook side. Left. Okay. So they're liking left. I was going to say right, you guys. I kind of like those dark blood red roses. Mimi says both. There you go, Mimi.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I may have used my color called poinsettia.
Oh, yes.
This one is called rose.
Okay, it does look like poinsettia, actually.
Yeah.
Sweet Sally from Florida says both. Sally says left. The Facebook user says right. Debbie Schaefer says left. So I don't know. No echo on Facebook. They are spectacular, aren't they, Kelly? So nice.
I guess I've been painting a lot, so I can definitely crank these out.
It's so pretty. Did you do these for Valentine's Day or Mother's Day, or what's the plan?
Well, that was what we were thinking, right? To show how to paint these for Mother's Day.
Yep, get them some florals.
People can paint some florals for Mother's Day.
Oh, and can you imagine when you open the box, you're going to if you do these, you guys, and you do package them like a bouquet, you're going to need to drop some wrapped truffles or chocolates in the box, because as soon as they open the paper and look at these beauties, they're going to be like, I smell chocolate. By the way, these would be really pretty on a chocolate cookie, wouldn't they?
On a chocolate flavored cookie?
Like chocolate dough, chocolate cookie dough.
Yeah, because you're going to use regular royal icing, so it's fine.
Yeah, and it would kind of give it that whole cartoon look that's so popular right now, right? That background.
Yeah. You could do that. Yeah. I mean, you could do that too.
And
I will say, if you're going to do this for Mother's Day, I would spray them with the edible glaze, just because, right, you're getting into warmer weather for Mother's Day.
Yes. Can you believe that we're going to be in Sandusky, Ohio in May?
I know.
That's so far north. I wonder if we'll come back talking like Canadians, eh?
Well, for you, it's so far north. It's just, it's level with me.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's the same latitude.
I don't need a passport to go that far.
Well, you may. I think I'm safe.
You're probably just fine. That's hilarious. Oh, Jen, let's bring you back on camera. Can you flip your camera?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And we'll come back on together for just a moment. Thank you guys.
Hi.
And thank you. Hey, thank you for letting me test the Instagram tonight. It's so hard to like be the only one on and then try to do that too. But I figured tonight would be perfect. And I think I figured out what the kink is.
Oh, okay.
So that I'll know what to do next time. I think I figured out what has been. I've actually tried to do it on the last 3 broadcasts. I just haven't said anything because it didn't work. Let's see. Hold on one sec. Lavelle would like to know, would brushing on glaze make them smear? Well, if the glaze is dry, it shouldn't, right?
Shouldn't. Like if this is completely dry, it shouldn't, but I have a spray glaze. So once again, I only have what I have, so I can't.
Oh, wait, you mean confectioner's glaze, not glaze icing. Let's clarify. You mean confectioner's glaze. I would spray it.
Yeah, I would spray better than glaze. I
mean, we could test it.
Get brush strokes. You're gonna get brush strokes with the confectioner glaze.
Let's see. Beatrice. Wait, I just saw a comment from Beatrice. Hold on, it's coming.
She has to go to sleep.
Thank you for joining us. It was fun to have you with us tonight. Spray glaze. I use PME. Is that what you use?
Yes, I'm gonna go get it.
Okay. And the PME comes in small cans and large cans.
Yeah,
so just go ahead and buy a large can. Yes.
I have a large one. Ooh, that way.
There you go. Just buy the large can. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's going to go further. And we're using it on a lot of things in Cookie Snack Attack this year. So you will use it.
I mean, I bought this because of my ice malt, right? So then I've always had it now.
Yes. Okay. So Kelly says, do you know how a rose leaves sometimes or shiny have sheen to them? Can you add like a luster dust to get a little bit of sheen, or would it just be dull?
So that's what I was saying in Reno, someone tried to use the sugar art pearl, I think it was.
Okay.
And it didn't really, you didn't
Sterling
really
pearl.
see, yeah, you didn't really see that pearling. So I mean, especially if you're gonna spray this, the whole thing's gonna become
glossy.
Shiny.
Sally in Florida is saying, why spray after? She's just suggesting, since we recommended these as possibly a Mother's Day project, a way to do your Mother's Day floral cookies, is so that they're sealed, so that the heat doesn't get to them, so it doesn't come off in the bags or in your bouquets or rub on the cookie that's on top of it.
Here, let me see if I can. Oh, we're not.
Oh, you want me to go back to Sally? Wait,
no,
what is that?
Well, I'm trying, like, if I hold this and the heat of my hand.
Oh, yeah.
While we talk.
Yes.
And this will be why I say to.
Yeah, that's the finish that if it heats up, it's basically you're melting chocolate again.
Yeah. So you
right.
See,
so
like you see.
Yes, you got a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
And there's I took it off.
Yes.
So that's why I say to spray
it. Now in the winter time, probably not as big of an issue. You did rabbit with luster dust.
Well, it's winter now, and my hands, right? Because your hands are warm. So it's any heat is gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna pull it off. We tested that and then tasted it in Reno. Was it Reno? No, Dallas. It was Dallas.
Well, I think what happened was I brought with me something that I had in a bag to say, because people had asked me in my very first class, can you bag it? And I said, yes. But once again, if you're holding it too much in the heat, it is like I had the bag and it was clear until I started going and holding it for so long and moving it with my hand, it started to come off.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, Sally. In Florida, I am sure you're going to need to spray.
Yeah, you definitely need to spray. I took some cocoa butter things to Florida, and you definitely got to spray. Okay. Jen.
Yeah.
Are you participating in the Easter collaboration?
I'm supposed to.
Okay, good. Because I just want to clear something up, but I didn't want to talk about it if you weren't participating. So this morning, you guys know that like I have a million things going on. Plus, we've got trying to find a bigger space here where we live. So there's been a lot of like running around and looking at places and things like that. And by the way, if any of you just happen to be multimillionaires and you're looking for someone to drop 100K on, that really needs a big cookie studio and a larger living environment, I'm your girl. Call me. But anyway, this morning, you never know, Jen. There might be someone watching that cookies have saved their life and wants to roll something forward. And I'm saying I'm here. So anyway, this morning I misquoted a date. I thought that I had said, because I couldn't remember and I couldn't find the original video, I thought that we had ended the Easter collaboration on the 17th, which would have been this Friday, but it does not end until next Tuesday. You have a full week to continue working on your Easter pieces. And I saw some more come in this afternoon. So if I get to go live this weekend, I hope to do a box unveiling for Sweet and Saucy Life Cookie Life Box. And if I get to do that this weekend, then I'll do a separate video before or after where I'll show you some more of the Easter collaboration pieces. Okay. They're beautiful. Have you been watching the albums?
Yes.
They're really pretty. Like people that said, oh, I can't do this, my cookie won't be good enough. Your cookies are gorgeous. They are really gorgeous.
Here's my Easter collaboration piece.
You want to, wait, let me show you. Let me show you mine. You'll have a good chuckle. Let's end this with a good chuckle from both of us. So I'm doing this absolutely fabulous cookie. But he now needs surgery in 2 areas. Okay.
Oh no.
So here's my beautiful. Oh, hold on.
He lost an ear.
Here's my beautiful bunny.
Oh.
I can see if I can lift him so you can see him. He's so cute. He's from a copper cutter. Let me see. I put where? How can I do this since I have that? Let's see. So do you see him? He's so cute. So originally he just had a little broken leg, and I thought, no big deal. I'll just glue that back on. No, we'll keep going. But then earlier today I bumped it, and his little cutesy ear fell off. So now he needs a little ear surgery too. When I get done, you won't know, but isn't he just the cutest design? He's from a Michael Bonnie copper cutter. I cannot wait for you guys to see him finished, because when I saw the cookie cutter, I thought, oh, that just screams children's stuffy toy, right? Like a little stuffed animal, like a bouncy stuffy toy. That's what he looked like to me. And I keep saying he, because
1 minute I have to go yell at a cat.
You do. Her cats were just talking earlier. It was so funny, you guys.
Sorry.
Anyway,
into a window.
We don't want them to jump out. So that will be my piece. But I'm doing it flat. I'm not doing him to stand up because he has those cool little feet. But I have something really fun planned for the front. I'm going to do a little sculpting on mine.
Ooh, nice.
So
I have the shape. That's about all I have right now.
But I have to glue it back together tonight so it's ready to go, and I can whip it out tomorrow. I want to get it done by Saturday if possible. All right. Anybody? When are you going to finish yours this weekend?
I'm hoping within the next couple of days.
Okay. Me too. Me too. Let me get down here. Poor Hopper. I know. Is that what you want to name him? You want to name him Hopper? Mimi just put her cookie in. She said she asked Hagai, money is no object. Poor Hagai. Tell him happy birthday. I'm so excited that you posted all those pictures about his birthday. That was so fun. And that is our friend Sharon from Richmond area. Hello there tonight. So cute, Mimi says. How do you join? You want to join the Cookie Snack Attack group? Is that what you meant?
The collaboration.
Oh, the collaboration. Okay, if you can get your cookie done by next Tuesday, what you can do is just message me. I'll put you in the group. You can read the rules. If you can meet all those rules, operate within those guidelines, message me back. I'll leave you in the group, and I'll create an album for you. So if you are interested, we did have 2 people drop out, so we could take 2 more. You just have to get this cookie done by next Tuesday, or you won't be in the large piece I'm putting together. And everything is explained in that group. So I don't want to stay on and talk about that tonight. You'll have to just message me midnight next Tuesday, Debbie. That's fine. It's not going to matter because I won't look at it until 10 o'clock on Wednesday. That's just, we know how it's going. We're trading cookie doughs right now. I'm so excited. Oh, that's fun. That just sounds fun. I don't know. You have to tell StreamYard. You have to go out and give StreamYard permission, follow all the prompts, then come back in. But I think that's Lavelle. Is that Lavelle?
And sometimes it doesn't matter because I give StreamYard every time permission. It doesn't like
it. It's so crazy, right? And then the other thing is, knock on wood, it didn't happen to me this week, but it just seems like I can test everything Monday. I can test everything at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. I can test everything 15 minutes before we go live on Tuesday. But inevitably, my minicam, StreamYard, or Facebook is going to do an update right before we go live at noon on Tuesday. Like, it just happens. It's just ridiculous. And I go back and I look at how many of the videos where I'm saying, okay, sorry, this just happened. Just give me a sec. You know, but that's live streaming. It's stuff that happens. We could do a whole blooper reel at this point after 2.5 years of this, of Amy saying, oh, it's a tech issue. And all of the crazy facial expressions that I try to do to make you laugh instead of scream when the tech issues are going on. Well, I'm sure we have enough for a blooper reel for that.
Yeah.
But sure. It is what it is when you live stream, right? It's something you have to just be okay with. And you go, oh, it's Angie. Angie's in Hawaii.
Yes, she said aloha earlier.
Oh, she did? I didn't see that one. It was difficult though. I need 2 separate devices sitting here because it was hard to see the comments on Instagram because they don't funnel over to StreamYard. You have to watch them separate. And I didn't want to miss anybody.
Oh, that is difficult.
But it worked. I mean, it worked. So there's a different crew on Instagram than what is on Facebook. So I think it's totally worth it to reach that audience. I'm just figured it out finally. Because it is not easy, you guys. This tech stuff is challenging. Oh, Angie said she's on spring break so she can play. So Angie, if you have time to get an Easter cookie done, we'd love to have you in the collaboration. Just message me and I'll put you in there so you can read the group rules. Let me know if you can meet it. And then you will be in the first collaboration that we did for Cookie Snack Attack. Okay. All right. Well, Jen, we've been on an hour. Let's go ahead and end it and let the folks go so they can do some other things tonight.
Yeah.
And guys, all of the cutters are shipping tomorrow. Gnome cutters and Oh Honey Honey cutters are shipping, and a products box from a previous class. Like, there's all kinds of stuff going on around here. And also, I did some cleaning in the cookie studio the last 2 days. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to find everything over the next couple of days, because it seems like whenever I clean, then I can't just reach out and put my hands on things, right? But so far today, it's been okay. But then again, I didn't do the tutorial tonight. Jen did.
Well, anytime you need me to jump in, I got it.
I know. And let me know if you want to do something else before CookieCon. We'll get you on the schedule for April.
I think I'm going to be crazy because all of April I have to prep for CookieCon.
Okay. Also, I did want to tell you guys, just so you know, I want to start telling you now so no one gets upset. But that first week in May is CookieCon, and CookieCon starts on Tuesday, and I actually leave on Sunday. So we'll do live streams going down the road, and once we get to the hotel, and hopefully that Tuesday I can stream from inside the vendor hall, but there will not be any tutorials on that Tuesday. Okay. It's just so much going on there that it's too hard to, sometimes you don't even know where you are or what time of day it is. Like, it was really bad in Reno because of the casino, like that whole environment. So maybe it'll be a little more measured and we'll know what, time and all that stuff in Ohio, but it's basically an indoor amusement park, water amusement park there. So maybe not. I mean, if that thing's going 24/7, it may be just as lively as Reno.
Yep, it might be. Vendor hall doesn't open until Wednesday.
Say again? Vendor hall's Wednesday. So Tuesday, Tuesday is add-on classes. I'll be teaching, so you're probably not going to see me Tuesday. We'll have to stream on Monday, and I'll show you around the place, and then we'll have to stream again on Wednesday. So that actually might work out well. might work out well. Okay, you guys. Well, everyone is saying thank you, Jen. As always, you were a pleasure to have on. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with everybody, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.